Hey guys, it's Sasha and Anna Pia here.
Hi, everybody.
And today we're talking about the difference between doing a session over the phone, whether it be a video call or regular phone call, or coming in. We have experience with both. So I want to give you the pros and the cons of both. Now, Anna Pia, you've been doing plenty of these yourself. What is your input on it?
Initially, when I first started it, I had not done Zoom. It was always in person. So I was myself apprehensive about it when uh, when I had to switch to video. I wondered how was it going to work, and to my surprise, it actually works really well. Not to mention everybody's saving time on driving and finding the parking, but it
Especially in
really
LA.
works well, especially in LA. And because we actually it feels in some ways more intimate because our picture in the frame is closer, so I actually even see people more clearly than when they're sitting across from me. And and I find that we can still have that connection. We can still be personable with each other. We can still feel each other. It's just a screen that we have in between us, and it's not even really there because we're seeing each other.
Yeah,
Don't you think, Sasha? What do you think?
for the longest time, if you had asked me what I thought was better, I would always say in person. And a big part of it, I think, is because, I'm Latina, that's my background. And for us, I feel like we are by nature very emotional people. We're like sensitive people. We need that connection. And so I would have said that in a heartbeat. But one of the things that I've noticed from doing more video and just phone call sessions is that what's really important, what really matters is the connection that you have. It's
Hmm.
so important that you have a good connection with your hypnotherapist, because if you have that, you're set. No matter what, the session will be a good session. So honestly, that is the biggest factor. I mean, for me, on a personal level, I think I will always still love doing in-person sessions because I love the connection. And honestly, I think one of the reasons why I experience good flow when I hypnotize somebody is it's purely and entirely because of that connection. I found that when you're in that flow and you're connected to that person, it's almost as though somebody's like whispering the suggestions to you, right? Kind of, yeah, right? It's
Yeah,
Go ahead.
yeah. I mean, it really is. And when you get into that connection, it doesn't matter what's around you, where you are. It's just there, and you know when you can feel that the other person has heard you. I can hear you, I can feel you, regardless of where I am. And that energy, it transcends whatever
Hmm.
medium is around there. And you can
Completely.
hear it, you can feel it, you can see it.
I think a really good example of what's possible is something that I saw about 2 years ago. About 2 years ago, I started working with a 9-year-old child in Chile who had seen the movie Chucky. And after that, he
Oh,
was so afraid of
oh
being in
no.
any room by himself. Yeah, at
Oh.
night, he was having like nighttime terrors. His parents just didn't know what to do because the situation was so dire. And his mom actually sought me out, and so even though I was literally on the other side of the world, she sought me out and I did that for a session, and you wouldn't believe it, but the kid nailed it. And for practically everything, you need a certain number of sessions. But I think because, kids are like walking sponges, his mind just
Mhm.
absorbed everything. And yeah, it was a night and day difference. And so I think that's a really good example of how even if a person is thousands of miles away, they can still really benefit from an online session. However you do it, it makes no difference.
Yeah, I mean, we're so lucky that we even are able to do this. I mean, think about like how many people can be served
Yeah,
because of this new modality. And there's a lot of people suffering, a lot
yeah,
of people feeling so many, variations of feelings. And to know that you can still connect with somebody, especially us hypnotherapists, on the phone. You don't have to come here. You can be right there comfortably in your house. You can
yeah.
just pick something up. You can be in your pajamas. I mean, think about it. I mean, there's just so much flexibility with
Yeah.
those modality for yourself and feel really comfortable.
And going back to what you said earlier, you always know when somebody's listening to you, and you know when somebody's in tune with you. Like, nobody
Mm-hmm.
needs to tell you anything, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So I think
Mm-hmm.
the first and foremost thing people need to really look at is the kind of connection they have with their hypnotherapist. Because I think I've mentioned to you that I went to two different hypnotherapists, and the first one, she was really cold and we didn't have a good connection. But the
Mm-hmm.
second one that I went to, I felt like she really heard me, and I felt like she really cared, and she was on board with what I wanted, and she saw my vision for myself. And, here we are because of it. So, guys, it's not so much about doing it online or in person. It's much more about the connection that you have with your hypnotherapist. That's the most important thing. So I hope you've enjoyed this little conversation, and I hope that we've answered your questions. Thanks so much, Anapia.
Oh, you're very welcome. Bye for
Bye,
now.
guys.